Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us this evening. And it's so nice to see so many people and friends from literally all corners of the world. I'm seeing people from pretty much every province of Canada, many states throughout the United States. We've got people on here from the United Kingdom and Australia, so wherever you are, welcome. And to jump right into the information, my name is Ivan Cisco, and I make my home in New Brunswick, Canada, actually up in Shediac. And for those of you that are looking for some useless information, that's the lobster capital of the world. So if you like lobster, you'll have to come visit. Tell you guys a little bit about me. Prior to being involved in this great profession, I used to be a school teacher. All I ever wanted to do is teach and work with kids. In fact, I worked with at-risk youth for a number of years, and that was my passion. And I never thought I would do anything differently. And a good friend of mine interrupted me and shared with me a way that I could create some extra income part-time in and around my life, and I took a look and I got involved, and kind of all the rest is history. And we're going to share with you today a great company called Send Out Cards, and we're going to share with you basically in two segments. The first half is really going to be about the product side of Send Out Cards. What is this incredible product that everyone is so excited about? And then secondly, we're going to talk about the opportunity side, a way that you can generate more income in and around your life. So let's jump right in and begin to share some of this information with you. But Send Out Cards was founded in 2005 by that gentleman you see up there in the right-hand corner, and his name is Cody Bateman. Cody Bateman is obviously a visionary. He's an incredible guy. He's definitely down to earth. He's a giver. And one of the things I love about Cody is his passion to help people and his commitment to making our world a better place. And this company was founded on a basic mission, and it was to help people act on promptings. And to give you a little background, Cody was home at one point visiting his family, and he decided it was time to leave. The weekend was over, and his brother was off in the field, and he thought he should go say hi or goodbye to his brother, and he never did. And he had a prompting. You ever have that feeling in your gut where you feel like you should do something and you don't? So he had a prompting to say goodbye to his brother, and he didn't do it, and he drove off. And the next experience with his brother was when he got a phone call from his family saying his brother had passed away, and he never got a chance to say goodbye. And Cody made a decision that day that he was going to always act on his promptings, and he wanted to create a vehicle where lots of people could act on their promptings. So Cody, incredible guy. Our company is part of is a member of the Direct Selling Association, which just simply means that we're regulated. We've jumped through all the hoops to be part of that, and that's a global entity that regulates our industry. And one of the greatest things about this company, it's grown every year, even in a really tough economy. Okay, and that excites me to see something growing in a tough economy. And we look at what are we doing? Well, we've taken advantage of technology in a good way, and we're providing a service that's more convenient and less expensive than what you're going to find in the marketplace. And for the first time in my career, I'm working with a product that is lower priced than what you will pay retail. Okay, so we all know what happens when technology changes. We've seen many, different industries change because of technology, and I want to give you a few examples. And one being, you see the Blockbuster picture over here, and it wasn't that long ago, but I want you to think about, when was the last time you took your family down to a Blockbuster or a movie store and you picked out a few movies and you brought them home and watched them for the weekend? Well, I don't know about you, but those days are pretty much gone. And what we're seeing is certainly in this part of the world, most all the movie stores have gone away. And why is that? Because everyone's downloading movies, meaning from your cable company, you can download movies. You could buy something like Netflix where you pay a monthly fee and you have access to movies and watch them at a much lower price as often as you like. So the movies haven't changed, just the way that we have access to movies has changed. Another example would be bookstores. The old way, and I couldn't imagine thinking even just a few years ago that bookstores would be going away. Today I've got a little Kindle. I can download a book anytime at a much lower price wherever I'm at from my Kindle and have access to any book pretty much instantly. Or I can order my books online and they come directly to my home. So I no longer have to go to the bookstore and sort through and go through that process. And then we think about another industry that's massive is music. And I would have never thought that, it's almost to the point now where you can't buy a music CD. It's getting very, very difficult. The music hasn't changed, but how people are purchasing their music has changed, So with iTunes and MP3s, everyone's just downloading music. And I remember I just thought that was so weird. I would rather buy a CD any day than download music. So I think I was one of the last people to go out and get myself an iPod. But today, all the music that, I have or that I want or think that I need, I simply download it, and I'm able to do it at a much lower price. I can get the music that I want, and I can get it pretty much instantly. So old school versus new school, and when the game changes, if you have a chance to position yourself in front of one of those situations, wealth is created. Well, this next industry that is incredibly important, I'm excited to share with you because you have an opportunity or a chance to participate and or position yourself in front of the next big game changer. And what is it? Well, the name of our company is called Send Out Cards. And the greeting card and gifting industry is massive. It's big, big money. And not only that, but it appeals to the masses all over the world. So what you're seeing here is kind of a desktop, or when you log into a Send Out Cards account, this is what you're going to see. And the great thing about what we have is this product is much more than just a tool to send cards and gifts, but it's also a contact management tool. And if you see down here at the bottom, you'll see a few addresses there or a few birthdays there, and it's going to remind you of birthdays, anniversaries, important dates as you put your contacts into the database. So you can load your contacts into Send Out Cards, and I absolutely love that because for those of you that own a business or you're the type of person that maybe you're in sales or marketing, what I do know is that most people have contacts everywhere. What do I mean by that? Well, maybe you've got a stack of business cards. Maybe you've got a phone full of contacts. Maybe you've got an Outlook account that's got a bunch of contacts in it, a Plaxo account, a LinkedIn account. You've got all this contacts, but they're not well managed. And secondly, you have no way to keep in touch with all those great people that are important to you and show them that you appreciate them. So we're going to show you how to fix that problem here today. Now, what you're seeing now is kind of when you go into your back office, if you will, this is our card catalog. And what you're going to find here is over 16,000 different greeting cards. We've got cards for literally every occasion that you can imagine. If you can think it up, we've got it. Or you can create it from scratch. So you could choose any of our cards, okay, and any card that you create, you can actually create a postcard, you can create a 2-panel card, you can create a 3-panel card, or even a big card, which is 8x11 card, okay? And once you select whatever kind of card you want, well, this is the inside of the card, and we're going to allow you to be able to upload your logos, photos. We're going to let you write in your own handwriting, okay? So here's a sample of, I've uploaded some photos, I've dragged a photo inside of this card, and in this case, we're going to take that photo and make it the whole inside of the card. How cool is that for an experience that somebody receives, all right? We can also type a message. You could type this message in your very own handwriting if you want, or use one of our fonts. You can upload your own signatures so that, it's your real signature when you write to people if you choose to. We have tons and tons of capabilities. Again, if you can think it, we can do it with Send Out Cards. We also have what we call QR codes. A lot of folks are seeing QR codes on their mail or in different places, and a QR code is simply a little code that with your smartphone you could scan it and it'll drive you to somebody's website, it'll drive you to a video, and we can create QR codes here and we put them in your card as an image, and you could drive people to whatever information you want to. Incredibly powerful. Taking it a step further, once you have your card all created the way that you like it, your return address is automatically going to populate. You simply select who you want to send the card to, okay? And once you select who it is, their information is going to automatically populate down here at the bottom, okay? So you don't even have to type in their information again. Then you could choose a gifter you want. If you want to just send a card, you can do that, but we've got hundreds and hundreds of incredible gifts. And what do I mean by gifts? Well, how about gift cards? These are great for referral marketing. These are great for showing people that you appreciate them. I don't know about you, but up here in Canada, you send somebody a $10 gift card at Tim Hortons, you're now famous, right? Just absolutely fun and simple to do. And you simply just select the card that you want to send with the amount and hit send with the card. It goes with the card, okay? On top of that, we've got gourmet foods, and one of my favorite is the brownies, and we've got Mrs. Fields cookies. I love sending personal development books or audio programs. That's a whole lot of fun. But we've got trinkets and all different kinds of gifts for literally everybody that you can imagine. So the gifting world is a big world as well. On top of that, this is our latest products here is our photo store. And as you can see here, we've got photo calendars. If you're going to look down here at the bottom of the calendar, what you're going to see there is a couple of little pictures in those particular days. So if it was somebody's birthday or anniversary, you could actually load their picture right into that little box, which is really cool. We've got photo books. We've got canvas prints. And even if I had a picture of a canvas print here, it would not do it justice. We've got incredible quality canvas prints, like your favorite pictures of scenery or of your kids or of your family. And in minutes, you can have it put onto a canvas print and have that sent to you and put it up on your wall. It's just absolutely beautiful. And what a gift for those of you that like giving. And we've got business cards. You can create business cards from scratch. You can add your own logos and templates. You can do whatever you want, or you can use our templates. Absolutely incredible. So tons and tons of wonderful products here. And by the way, all of our products are very well priced, very competitively priced. But I will tell you, the quality of what we have is incredible. And then when you choose to send the card, you can send it immediately. You can schedule it to go for their birthday or an anniversary. You could send it any specific date. You could also create a card, and this is really amazing for those of you that need to send a lot of cards to large groups. Well, let's say you wanted to send a card to 100 or 1,000 or even 10,000 people, and you wanted that card to be personalized to every single person you sent it to. Well, we've got a tool. It's called a campaign. And you can create a card from scratch or create any card that we have. And inside it, you could put a feature where it'll put first name or spouse's name or whatever you want it to be. And when you click send and send that card to your group, whether it's 100, 1,000, 10, it doesn't matter, however many people you want, each card will be personalized specifically to the person that you're sending it out, all at a click of a button. So imagine that for the first time, for those of you that send large, group cards or cards to groups. Now every card can be personalized, and it can all be done in minutes. Okay, absolutely amazing. So our product, once you hit send, it's gone. So what happens once you hit the send button? It goes to the company. The very next day, it's printed and it is shipped out the following day, and put a stamp on that card. With your particular country, all right? So that's a little bit about the product. Now, here's what I want you to think about. Again, when we think about the greeting card business, well, let me tell you what's happened with the greeting card business. The cost of greeting cards are very expensive. For people that are really busy, we live in a society today that's fast, quick, and efficient. And if things take time, people don't like to do them. But here's what I do know. Every business owner in the world knows that they need to do a better job at showing their patients, clients, customers that they appreciate them more. But they just don't know how. And basically sending out a cookie card, or if you own a business and you've got your company logo and somebody's mug on a card and you're sending that stuff out a couple of times a year, that's not really helping your business at all. Imagine, for all of you that are listening and tuned in here today, imagine if the last few years of your life I had sent you a personal card, handwritten from me, with photos uploaded into the card. The power of Facebook today. I can jump on Facebook, grab a picture of my friend's kids, and say that I'm a great mother or a great father, or send them a beautiful little card instantly. Incredibly powerful. So these cards become experiences. But think about this. If I sent you a card 4 times last year, maybe I sent you a holiday card, maybe I sent you a birthday card, maybe I sent you a card just saying, hey, it's summertime. Maybe I sent you a personal development card just 4 times last year, just touched you, never promoting my business. Well, I will tell you, I've been doing that over the last 13 months, and because I'm touching people in my network on an ongoing basis in a personal matter, a whole lot of those people are way more interested in what I'm doing and doing a better job at keeping in touch with me, because I've done a great job at keeping in touch with them. Put your marketing dollars away. If you're buying billboards and newspaper ads and all this stuff, believe me, if you touch your network, 3 or 4 times a year on a personal manner, you will crush your competition. Okay, and that's what this is about, touching people emotionally, personally, for real. And that doesn't mean that you can't, put your company logos and do some self-promotion. That's all fine and great, but I'm talking about building and strengthening a long-lasting network. Okay, so that's a little bit about our product line, and obviously you could tell I'm incredibly passionate about it, but it works, and it's a feel-good company. And the other thing I want to mention about this company and the product is that this company attracts givers. Givers get this right away. They really truly do. Takers, not so much sometimes, right? But it's an amazing feeling, and we call it sending positive messages every single day in a not so positive world. There's hardly a day goes by where I don't get a phone call or an email or a Facebook message from somebody saying, Ivan, wow, thank you so much for that amazing card. That meant a lot. And it goes a long, long way. Or thank you for that wonderful gift. Okay, so let's talk about the business side of it. And the business side can only make sense to you if the product makes sense. So let's talk about the business side. And by the way, if you're somebody like me, I used to be a school teacher, so the word business just scared me. I was never interested in a business, right? So if you're like me, say, well, look at it a different way. Let me show you how you can work 10 hours a week in and around your already busy life and develop an additional stream of income, all right? See, I could get my arms around that as a school teacher. But if you said the word business to me, I would just kind of put my head under the covers and or run, right? That just scared me. For those of you that are business owners, I strongly encourage you to look at this from a business standpoint. And I'm not just talking about little business, I'm talking about big business. See, I didn't get involved with Sendo Cards to make a little bit of money. We got involved with Sendo Cards to make a lot of money. And the income side of what we do is just incredible. And, I don't say any of this stuff to impress you, but, for me, we're home with our kids every day. We live where we want to live. We travel when we want to travel. We get up when we're done sleeping. But I can't put a price tag on being able to be home with my kids every single day. Just incredibly powerful. So this business model is something that you could do in and around your already busy life. If you own a business now, you don't have to stop doing it. If you have a job, you obviously don't have to stop your job. This is something you do in addition to, where you can create some great part-time income that can turn into full-time income, and there's literally no risk. So just imagine being paid commissions on all the cards and gifts. And one of the things I want you to know, this product resonates with the masses. When people see it, they want it. Just like you tonight. You see the product, it makes a lot of sense to you. You're like, oh, wow, I could see how a lot of people would get excited or how a lot of people would use this product, okay? There's no experience needed. You get to do this in and around your life. You're your own boss. You make your own hours, and you work from home. And before I get into the meat of this, I want to give you the real truth. After over 10 years of being involved with this profession, 7 years professionally, meaning earning not less than a 6-figure income the last 7 years, I've identified 4 skills that you need to succeed. And here's what they are, 4 qualities, if you will. Number 1 is you got to be coachable. Number 2 is you've got to have 10 hours a week in and around your life. And by the way, if you've only got 5, you can start with 5 and work your way into 10 hours. Number 3, you've got to have a burning desire for a better way for you and your family. And I got to tell you, we do have a better way. And number 4, you've got to be the kind of person that does what you say you're going to do. See, I didn't say it's about where you live or who you know or what your education is or what your business experience is, or those are all things that you may think are important, but they're absolutely not. Those are if you think they're important, it's probably because you're creating some limiting beliefs that success is for somebody else and not you. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you've got those 4 qualities or can become somebody with those 4 qualities, you can literally write your own ticket. So the opportunity side of Sendo Cards, when I truly understood what it was, I about hallucinated. So let me take it a step further. Is this something I can do? Is this something that you can do? Well, of course it is. There's 2 things we do inside of Sendo Cards. Number 1 is we gather customers. So how do we do that? Well, everyone that joins Sendo Cards gets a replicating website. They get lots of training. So with their replicating website, if you can become great at sharing information with people and letting them take a look at the video on your website, letting them create a free card on your site, you could make a fortune inside of Sendo Cards. So we get our customers by sharing information with other people using a third-party tool. So what would be an example of a third-party tool? That would be being on this webinar. You know, if you could get people to watch a webinar like this, they're going to make their own decision if this is for them or not for them. Same with your website. If you get people to look at your website, they're going to make their own decision. So you don't have to convince, you don't have to sell, you don't have to twist arms. We simply share information and the people can make a decision if this is for them or not for them. So we gather customers. The second thing we do is we help others do the same thing. And this is the simplest business I've ever been part of, and that's why I get so excited about it. So to join Send Out Cards, we have a couple of options. There's one that's a independent distributor. And truly, I wouldn't enroll anybody at our independent distributor level. But anyone that's serious, we have a marketing distributor option. And to get involved with our business as a marketing distributor, it's going to cost you $295, okay? You're going to have your own business now, part-time, which can give you, obviously, tax benefits. Now you can write off a portion of your heat and lights, your car, if you travel, if you eat out, any expenses you incur. And I will tell you, any good accountant will tell you it's smart to have a home-based business just for the tax and write-offs. You're going to get your personal websites, okay? There's no monthly extra fee for your websites. You're going to have them completely free. That's a big deal. You're going to have unlimited training and support. So the good news is we don't say, go get them, Tiger. You're going to have access to work with people like me, other great leaders within inside of our organization, and we're going to partner up and we're going to do this together. So if you're willing to learn new skills, you know, the world's your oyster, literally. You're going to get all the bells and whistles. You're going to get our lowest pricing on all the cards and gifts. You're going to get 100 free greeting cards. And I know that's a little bit difficult for you to see there, but you're going to get 100 free greeting cards right out of the gate when you start that you can send to people. You're going to get our DVD program. How about this? Whenever you send a card, if you want to send our Opportunity DVD to somebody, you simply check on a little box and the company will send that for free. They may charge you a little extra for postage because the DVD's a little bit heavier than the just sending a card. But I don't know about you, but all your marketing charges are free. That's a huge deal, or marketing fees, if you will, that are going to allow you to grow your business. So $295 gets you involved with Send Out Cards. And you know, I've spent $295 on a lot of different things, but I've never spent $295 that's turned into so much income for me and my family. So let's talk about the compensation plan. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I've known about Send Out Cards for 5 or 6 years now, and I always thought it was this great little company. But I did not think there was an opportunity to create wealth here. You know, I came from a great situation. We made a lot of money with our past life, if you will. And, you know, Send Out Cards we've known about, but it's cards. Come on, how can you make money with greeting cards? Well, once I really understood, I was literally blown away. And the interesting thing is, you know, top-level professionals inside of our profession that know about Send Out Cards, many of them think exactly the way I thought. Well, how can you make money with greeting cards? Once I understood, you know, literally everyone we show this to wants to be part of it. So the first way we make money is obviously by gathering customers. We can earn between 5 and 30% on all the cards and gifts that are sent through our organization. That's a really big deal. Let's break that down. If you are in sales, perhaps, and you work for a company, you might be making 1 or 2% sales commission, okay? If you're making 3, you're doing really well, but we're going to pay you 5 to 30% on all the cards and gifts that are sent in your organization. Now let's take it a step further. You help other people do the same thing, but we can earn income weekly through our weekly bonus income. And this weekly bonus income can allow you to earn some income fast. Okay, so let's talk about what that means. Well, you're now a marketing distributor. You spent your $295. You've got your own system. You're set up instantly. You're going to go through our basic training. We're going to help you get started properly. Well, for each person you enroll and you help them get their first 2 customers, okay, and a customer can be $9.80 a month, which will give them about 10 cards a month, or $31 a month for our preferred program, which will give them anywhere between, I don't know, 40 or 50 cards a month. And those, by the way, when you get 10 cards a month or 50 cards a month, when you get these points each month, they carry over. So it's not like your cell phone. If you don't use all your points this month, they go away. They carry over for an entire year, all right? So when you enroll somebody, you share send-out cards, you send them to your website. They say, hey, you know what? I'm looking to generate some extra income. This makes a whole lot of a whole lot of sense to me. Help them get their first 2 customers, real easy to do, and we're going to pay you $100 each time you do that. So if you share it with 3 people, you'll make $300. You become profitable right away. Well, we have a lot of people do that their first day, their first week, whatever it may be, their first month. Happens in a lot of different ways. So once you do that, we're going to give you a promotion, okay? You can promote yourself anytime you want. You can earn more money for doing the same activity. So that was beginner income. Well, wait till I show you this. As a senior distributor, meaning you have at least 3 people on your team, now we're going to pay you $140 for doing the same work. So you go out and share send-out cards with somebody. They decide they want to become a marketing distributor. You help them get their first 2 customers. We're going to pay you $140 every time. Bring in 3 people, you'd make what? $420. Well, now I'm going to talk to you about leverage because this income is based on your efforts. Well, leverage, what does that mean? That means you earn income while you're sleeping. That means you earn income while you're at your day job or running your other businesses. Here's the deal. The people you bring in, guess what? They're going to start sharing send-out cards with other people. They're going to be gathering customers. They're going to gather some distributors, and every distributor they bring in, you'll make $40. So if your distributors brought in 10 distributors today, that would be $400 extra today. Or this week, that would be $400 extra this week. That's based on somebody else's effort and not your effort. Let me give you another example of leverage. If you get nothing else out of what we're talking about today than just this simple word, if you stop working today, how long can you survive? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it 6 months? See, most people are paycheck to paycheck. They miss a couple of paychecks, they're in big trouble. Well, the cool thing about this leverage, imagine if you work an hour today on your part-time business, and let's say you have 10 people on your team working an hour today. Well, that's 11 hours a day. I don't know about you, but I love working an hour and getting paid for 11. Makes a whole lot of sense to me. And they never taught me that in teaching school. They never taught me that in, I spent 7 years in university to get a 4-year degree. But I will tell you, if you really understand what leverage is, you got to do everything you can to get some. Leverage gives you choices. Leverage gives you freedom. Leverage allows you to do things that most other people can't do. Why? Because they're stuck in the matrix of trading time for money. Time for money. So if they want to make more money, what do they got to do? They got to work more hours. So once you have a team of 12 people on your team, now that doesn't mean all 12 you needed to bring in yourself. Let's say you brought in 4 of them yourself and the other 8 came in from those people. Well, now we're going to promote you to manager. And here's where it gets absolutely crazy. You're a manager now in send-out cards. Well, when you show somebody send-out cards, you send them to your website or send them to a webinar or one of our live events. They get involved. They pay $295. You help them get their 2 customers. The company's going to pay you $240. I don't know if you got that, but we're going to pay you $240 every time you enroll somebody. So if you enroll 3 people at the manager level, you're going to make $720 extra. See, I'm not kidding. When I first learned about this, I got really, really excited, and I've lost a lot of sleep since. Let me give you a real-life example. When I became a manager, we became a manager within our first week, and I enrolled a guy who's actually lives in the same city that we do. He's a mortgage broker, and his name is Johnny Moontrakis, and he's a great friend. Well, we enrolled Johnny, and Johnny's a successful guy, and he's a big thinker. So I made $240 for enrolling Johnny. Well, guess what? Johnny went out and brought in about 11 people over the next week, okay? So I don't know about you, but 11 times 140, which is over $1,400, I earned over $1,400 off of what Johnny did that week. See, I got really excited about when that happened, all right? That's called leverage, earning income off of other people's efforts. So that's a little bit about the power of this compensation plan. And by the way, this is just introductory income. It just continues to get better. The harder you work, the more money you're going to make. So you can earn overrides or bonus money, if you will, starts at $40, goes all the way up to $235 off every person that comes into your group that you didn't sponsor. Let me tell you something on top of that. we are going to pay you it's an optional training program where you can make $40 to $100 off all the people that you train on your team. Think about that for a minute. We're going to pay you $40 to $100 off everybody that you train on your team, on top of all this income that we just talked about. Can you say lucrative? Can you show me another business model that will pay you this kind of income for, a little bit of hard work? It's absolutely incredible. And one of the things I love about Send Out Cards is that I don't have I don't have to deal with customer service. I don't have to have employees. I don't have to deal with accounting. I don't have to deal with shipping. I don't have to deal with all the overhead and all the complexities that come with running any type of traditional business. All I got to do is share information and help other people, teach them how to do the same thing. It's absolutely incredible. The monthly residual, and this is where freedom lives, which I absolutely love. So we showed you how you can make some money fast, immediately, and you can make a lot of money that way. But what's most important to me is the passive income, meaning being paid. Do something once and getting paid for it over and over and over. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about on all those cards and gifts. Well, the retention inside of our organization is incredible. That means the majority of the people that join Send Out Cards continue to send cards for a very long time, continue to send gifts for a very long time. In fact, most all of them, if whatever they started out spending, they start spending a lot more than that because of the love of the product, the need for the product, the simplicity of the product, and it just makes a whole lot of sense. So at the senior manager level, okay, and we've got several senior managers on our team, and we're going to pay you 12 to 15% commission on all the cards and gifts that are sent in your organization at the senior manager level. Now, I want to give you, a simple analogy. And by the way, it never works out this way, but you bring in 3 distributors in to Send Out Cards. You help those 3 each get 3, you now have 9. If you have 9 distributors and you help them each get 3, you have 27. If you have 27 that get 3, you have 81, 240. You get the drift, right? So when you have, let's say, 2,100 or 2,200 distributors on your team, and they each only had 10 customers, just 10 customers at $10 a month. If that were to happen, you would make over $26,000 a month. Well, here's what I want to tell you. Let's just say 10% of that's true for you. Would an extra $2,600 a month be real for you? Well, guess what? There's lots of people inside of Send Out Cards that are already doing this. But here's the great news. And I don't say this to impress you, but impress upon you. We're on our 13th month inside of Send Out Cards. And I want to tell you something, that in our senior manager group, just our senior manager group alone, by the end of 2012, we'll have well over 2,200 people on our team. You can start doing the math of what's possible. We've got the override money. We've got the upfront money. We got all that bonus structure. We've got this residual piece. We get paid to train our people. It's just endless. So if you're willing to work and roll up your sleeves, it's just endless what can happen for you and your family if you're a bit of a dreamer and a hard worker. Let's take it a step further. And just to give you a quick recap, we earn 5% all the way up to 30% monthly on all the cards and gifts that run through our organization. Okay, and one of the things I love about this product, think about it, it's cards, and these are more than just cards, they're an experience. And the only way you'll truly understand the experience that these cards are is if you receive one. But one thing I know is that these cards, they sit on the person's business office desk for a long time. They sit on the kitchen table, they sit on the mantle, and they're a major conversation piece because they're so, it's amazing to see pictures inside of cards. Real life pictures and handwriting, and people are really excited about our product. So here's what I want you to know. As these products from our customers that are just sending cards all over the world, well, many of the people that receive these cards say, hey, how did you send me that amazing card, and how can I send cards like this too? Well, I need them for personal reasons, or I own a business and I need to, I could use this for my business. And that happens literally daily and weekly inside of our organization of people that are joining as customers and distributors just because of the cards they've received. Now let's talk about the opportunity as far as global. The last company I was involved with, I had a business that expanded in over 25 countries around the world, okay? Built it right out of a little place called Atlanta, Canada. And I want to tell you a little bit about where we're at right now. Today we're in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. We are in the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Singapore. Well, guess what? We've got plans to go global, but the good news is your neighbor has never heard of Send Out Cards. 9.9% of the people that you talk to have never heard of Send Out Cards. So can you spell opportunity? You see, when everyone is already involved, then you kind of missed it. But here's a little bit of tooting our own horn, or tooting Cody's horn as being a visionary. You know, today, just this past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, Apple, if you own an iPhone, Apple came out with a software application that you can download, and you can now send greeting cards on your iPhone, real greeting cards. And they've got about 20 templates you can choose from. You can create a nice card, and it'll cost you about $5 to send, $4.99 to send it. And, you know, we've got a product that's much more robust, that does a lot more things, that you can create anything you want with these cards, and we're doing it for about 1/5 of their price. So, but my point is that Apple, you know, one of the greatest companies in the world, was innovative and bright enough to realize that they wanted a piece of this new trend. They wanted a piece of this card business as it evolves and changes. And I believe in the next few years, it'll be very hard to find a card store. Everybody will be sending cards online like I've showed you today. Here's your chance to position yourself in front of that trend. So how do I get started? Well, one is obviously get back to the person that invited you on this webinar. Get your questions answered, okay? Become a distributor. Let's help you get started. You know, let's go out and help you get your first 2 customers, and on the road you go. Or become a card sender. If the business side doesn't excite you, obviously sending cards does. And we know that people love it. You can start sending cards for as little as $9.80 a month. You're not locked into any contract, but what we know, if you try it, you're going to love it. You're going to love the way it makes you feel sending cards, and both all the people that receive them from you. It's an incredible, incredible product, but the best way to experience that is try it out. If you haven't been to the website of the person that invited you here, get to their website. Send a free card. Watch the videos. You're absolutely going to be thrilled at what you're going to see. One of my favorite quotes from my dear friend that we lost some time ago, Mr. Jim Rohn. This man has impacted my life in so many different ways. But this simple quote makes a whole lot of sense for those of you that are ready to hear it. For things to change, you have to change. And when I really understood that about myself, for things to change for me, I simply had to do something different. I had to change. And the moment that you embrace change, it becomes so exciting. It's like you start to live again. And for those of you that are truly looking for a situation that you can position yourself and work with people that truly know what they're doing, this is your chance. I'd encourage you to really do your homework. And I'm happy to entertain or answer any questions. And you know, I'm completely accessible and want to help you grow and build your business. So in closing, if you're joining us, welcome to the team. As you do your homework, we appreciate your time. I certainly feel it's an honor and a privilege to be able to share a few minutes with you, share a little bit about our story, but about this company, and a company that's making a huge difference, a huge impact on the marketplace. And it just, you know what, it just all around feels good. We love what we do. We're not selling an overpriced product. In fact, this is the only product I know of inside of network marketing that is lower priced than what you pay in the store. And most importantly is you get to position yourself in front of a trend. You get to use a service that makes sense and will make you feel better doing it. So thanks for your time tonight. My name is Ivan Cisco, and I appreciate you all so much. Take care, and God bless.